Hello viewers, you are welcome to the Return Show, and my guest today is Niia. Niia is a co-founder and CEO of Numeron. Numeron is a bookkeeping company in Finland. I mean, they help individuals, people who want to invest in Finland with the bookkeeping stuff. I mean, like trying to establish all the documentation in Finland and elsewhere. You know, if people want to come to Finland to establish in Finland their business in Finland, that's what you guys do. Yeah. So you're gonna talk to us more about it. Welcome, Niia, to my show.
Thank you for having me today. I'm really happy to be here.
I'm kind of like happy to have you here today. It's an honor to have you in the show. And you're kind of like my third female guest, something like that, yeah. And that's kudos to you.
You know, that's kind of something new, like in this world, that finally female founders have a voice.
Yeah. But Mia, can you tell our viewers like a little bit more about yourself,
So I'm Niia, 25 years old, and I live in Finland for like last almost 8 years. Now running a bookkeeping and business development company. So basically we do the bookkeeping, we do all the contracts, agreements, and then for international, especially international customers, like we do everything from a point of registering a company, like opening the bank account, like this kind of business mechanics. It's like everything you have to do when you might have a great idea, but then you get such milestones when, like, how do I fill in the application, like how do I open the bank account, like what do I do if the bank refuses to open a bank account for me because I'm a foreigner?
Okay, yeah.
Like, and then we come to the game and we sort out all those questions. And since this year, we started to help also with the just like usual business development, when we help companies to find like retailers, customers, partners. Like strategically, we like rethink all the plans that they have if this doesn't work, for example. So yeah, doing kind of everything.
Yeah, I mean, this bookkeeping stuff is one of the fundamental in every startup. Every company you want to establish in any country. And with Finland, there's this kind of like a bureaucracy, so tight that if you have no clue on where to go, how to do it, and I mean, it's gonna be so cumbersome for you. So tell our viewers, how did you come up with this idea? I mean, what makes you do there are organization in Finland. What makes you so different? How come you come up with this idea to do this?
You mean like what makes us different from other bookkeeping companies? That was actually a long way to make ourselves like different from others, because to be honest, it was started just to start something, just to stop being scared of starting something on our own. It's been me and my husband, and he was a bookkeeper, I was a marketing
specialist.
I cannot even say the specialist. I mean, I had a degree.
At least you have kind of like a background of.
Kind of, yeah. But I had a lot of passion. I had a lot of passion. We started as normal bookkeeping company. We had those rates for an hour of work. And then I started to talk to people, I started to think like, okay, this doesn't bring us clients, It's been half of the year, we had one client.
Okay.
I was like, come on. And then just one day I woke up and I was like, do I ever buy something with an hourly rate?
Okay.
Like the person who at that time counted like every cent I had, I was like, I never will buy anything from, like, if someone would tell me like, okay, it's like 50 euros per hour, but no one actually tells you how many hours.
Yeah.
So in the end, it could be from 50 years to 5,000.
Okay.
And then we created fixed price service packages.
Okay.
So they include all the reporting, all the accounting, free support, like the consulting service from us, and that is like the smallest package. It's like 49 euros per month. It's like for Toi Minimi. And then like a lot of startups, they love those packages because you basically jump from one to another like when the company grows. And of course we have some customers who have like also fixed rate, but it's different from, you know, like it's different from what we have, for example, on our website, because this certain company just doesn't fit there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the biggest difference.
Okay.
So we operate only with the fixed rates.
Okay.
And even for our business development services, like we first discuss the price, and for example, if I tell it's gonna cost like 1,000, and that means that, like, you know, like there's certain number of things that I do for this money, and I just tell them straight. And usually, like, if for example there is a company from abroad coming here and they have an idea, and I definitely know that this idea is not gonna work out here, and like I'm gonna tell that straight.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why there's
good,
like a lot of customers then like bring in other ones.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah.
If you are watching us now, viewers, this is Niia. And if you are in Finland, I mean, if say you are anywhere you are, bookkeeping is hell when it comes to entrepreneurship or starting up your business. And this lady, she has it all.
Yeah.
I mean, when I like wanted to have my own business, this has been the greatest issue. You know, where to start, where to go, which document you need. I mean, how to do that. I mean, this is like, that's why many startup, like at one point it end up like becoming nothing from the business because of this input. There's no one to really guide them from the beginning. And I see that you have like engulfed everything in one package, you know, something like that. And I see that you also have this kind of like you don't only help with bookkeeping, but you also help with immigration issues. Like if say the company want to like if the person in question require a visa in Finland, you also like help in those aspects. I think that's also like, can you talk more about that?
It's a challenge.
Okay.
I mean, every case is a challenge because like we've been working with different companies and different backgrounds and different countries, and like now we get a lot of inquiries from people who live in UK who are not the residents of who are like, for example, from Russia. And now because of the Brexit, because of the legislation changes, like they all look for another country to move. And of course, like then we meet and we talk, and some people have really kind of potential business ideas. Like for example, now we have one, like it's boutique recruiting agency, and the idea is really cool, and the guy knows what he's doing. But then there's another problem in Finland. Since this year it is very, very hard to open a bank account if you're a foreigner. Even if you have like you know, one of your company owners is like Finnish person, it's still really hard. And that's been a challenge for this year, for example, for us. Like it took some time, you know, like to go through this. But you know, when I remember how I myself was getting this residence permit, especially like my second one, when I was a young girl, I was like 18 when I moved here, and I mean, when I applied for it in Russia, there was my mom, and you kind of give all the authority, you know, like, if I don't get it, it's her fault.
It's her fault,
And, you know, I think it's just a matter of experience. I mean, I usually, like, fill in those applications. Like, I never take just, like, usual immigration services, like, you know, just fill in the application, and like there is actually no creative work, I must say, because like what I work with is like business immigrants and their families, and how not to make a mistake in the application. I think first of all it's my experience with my own residence permit.
Okay.
And it's pretty easy when you know what you do, but it's pretty complicated when you don't.
Yeah.
And considering, you know, like business immigration application issues, like the business plan, the supportive documents, like I already know what the immigration service wants to see.
Okay.
Like how they want to see it. And of course, I'm always saying to my customers that like don't game it, don't show it better than it will really be in 1 year.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like if after 1 year, like in your business plan, you have the turnover like 500,000, and in the end you make like 20,000. 99% the Migre is not gonna give you another residence permit.
Okay.
So there are some tricks about that, because of course if this 500,000 didn't happen with a reason, that makes sense.
Okay.
For example, like bigger and better competitor came to the market and stuff, but then they will have a question like why you still have to stay in the country.
Okay.
So, and here again, like we come on stage and we can consult the person, like what can be done. For example, if he came here with this business immigration residence permit, but then something doesn't work out, like what to do, where to go, like legally wise,
Kind of like
how it works.
Like a backup plan.
Yeah. That's the point. That like Numerum is very adaptive company because we have a very adaptive founders.
Wow.
Like we've been kind of through many challenges business wise, we've been through many challenges like human wise, like you know, I know that there are many people who have concerns of coming to Finland with kids, especially in Russia, because like people believe that the social care like takes the kids away. And like I have my own story that like I'm usually telling to my customers that you know like okay, there are those issues, like this might happen, but like here's like the number of reasons why it's never gonna happen to you if you're not gonna be like you know a bad person.
Okay.
Like you know, of course, like there's still like I have, for example, a customer who calls me every day, and sometimes I freak out.
Okay.
I mean, he lives in London. It's time difference, and he calls in the evening when he has an evening.
Okay.
I mean, if he has like 7, like for me it's 10. I mean, at 10 I have a shower, I have my bed and my book, and like I do not want to work at 10. So. But he usually has so serious questions, but still I can understand that. Okay. I mean, if someone would tell me like pack your stuff, move to States now, I mean I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
And especially I'm gonna freak out on the person that I'm paying to feel safe. Yeah. You know, and that everything is gonna work out well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's powerful, and I see that. With this business plan, you mentioned about business plan, and getting a business plan, you can have an idea, but to put it into writing is one of the most difficult things also for like startup, you know, something like that. And from the way I see it, you're kind of like a business plan genius, like you can get it done on time. I mean, all you need. So how do you come up with that ability to be able to like do the like from the one station about the business plan to get it done? How come you? How you do that?
You know, when we start to write the business plan with the founder, like we usually meet, and the meetings are pretty long because it depends on from one case to another case. Like usually I require a person at least to send me some paper which will say like the core things of the business, that I understand like how much it fits to the market,
okay,
where it could be sold, like that I could, you know, like include to the business plan some companies that could really be the potential customers, who are the competitors and stuff. But of course, like I cannot say it's like an easy job. I mean, even for me, it's not an easy job. I mean, I usually have to really motivate myself to like sit down and write it. And when, for example, I'm writing a business plan, then the whole world better stop, because I really need to concentrate. And I mean, of course, I'm doing that fast now. I mean, it takes like a couple hours, and though it still has the quality and stuff, but of course, like when the first version is ready, we discuss it again with the customer, and then we fix it, and we can fix it like a number of times. Okay. And it's okay, because like in the end it has to be perfect, and it has to fit the customer first. Okay. Like it doesn't have to fit me, but it should be the customer and the finished market. Okay. So yeah.
You are so passionate about, I mean, and you are a mom, you are a family person. How come you manage to put all this together? I mean, there are many women out there who are watching you right now, and they are like telling themselves that I have a kid, or I'm a family person, I have a family to take care of. I mean, I don't have time. I mean, what can you say to them? What, I mean, from your own experience?
You know, for me, my family, they have a voice. I mean, if they're hungry, they can come grab my sleeve and like, Mom, I'm hungry. Like my husband, he has like 2 hands, 2 legs, he can care about himself. We had this kid together, like we can, you know, we can really carry this responsibility like on my shoulders and his shoulders. I mean, like all those like food, diapers, like groceries, stuff, like he's an adult guy. Like I don't take care of him. Okay. I mean, we are partners in family, we're partners in business. And for example, baby-wise, our baby is as much a part of a family as I am or my husband is. And we all know that we all need some privacy sometimes. We need to rest sometimes. We want an attention sometimes. I mean, I'm an adult person, my husband is an adult person, but that doesn't mean that we do not need attention. And in our house, it's totally normal when, for example, I come home and I say like, I have a lack of attention. Okay. I mean, I need like a lot of hugs, I need to be cared, I need to someone to bring me food, and it all applies to everyone. Okay. I mean, sometimes my husband can ask me if I can take the baby with me to work because he wants to be in the house alone, and that's normal. Yeah. And so far, I believe while people are talking to each other, while they accept each other, then it's gonna work out really easily. I mean, of course, daycare and like everything else, like that is something that I'm praying to God to having that, because like our daycare is like full-time daycare, great caretakers, kid loves it. And in this case, I have like free hands 8 hours a day. Then my husband helps me because I don't know how to wake up in the morning. Okay. I mean, I have to start with that. I wake up like 8:30, 9 the earliest. Okay. And that's too late for the daycare. Yeah. And he takes the baby there, and then during the day we decide who picks up the baby in the evening. Yeah, okay. Sometimes it happens that I pick up the baby, bring her home, and then she stays there with my husband and I go back to work. Okay. So yeah, it's just the communication thing. Okay. And I also see that, I mean, this is kind of like different from how people perceive, you know, stuff. Like, okay, only like in most communities, like if say the husband is working, and if say the wife is like one of them has to stop work, you know, like, I mean, but I see that so far with you guys, you like kind of like communication and networking together, everything is going fine, and I think that's the inspiration behind everything, that communication, you know. Yeah, but we're working on that a lot. Yeah. I mean, honestly, too, because long way to where we are now. Also, you are, I mean, a part of this bookkeeping. She's a cook.
powerful one. I mean, you still have time to like do some good cakes, some good stuff. You know, I mean.
It just takes like a couple hours in the day. And like I baked a cake yesterday, and I came home like 5 in the evening. I actually made it at 1 in the night. But the point is that while I was baking cake, I cooked dinner. I took my baby to the shower. I fed my dogs and like dressed them to go out with my husband. I done some work. I texted with
just
several
doing
people.
Everything at the same time.
Yeah, it's like you never into it like totally. It's usually like when you put the biscuit to the oven, it takes like 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes free hands, like go do something.
Yeah.
So, and I think the more I do, the more time I have. Okay. And that really works. It feels weird because sometimes I might spend like 12 hours in my bed watching movies. But yeah.
And also you are thinking of like doing not like only a hobby at home, but you are trying to make it a business also. This cooking stuff, like trying to
plan to be a bakery.
A bakery, yeah.
In 1 year.
In 1 year to come, yeah. So how do you want to do that? I mean, isn't it that too much for you?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Definitely, it's not. It's just like kind of. Numerum doesn't take as much time as it was taken away from me like 1 year ago. And then we are coming to the point when we can teach other people to do our job.
Okay.
And in the end, we get money out of the company, and the people we hire are gonna get the salary. And then Max is gonna stay there, my husband, like he's gonna run the company, and of course I'm gonna support him as much as it's needed. But usually there is a time when one thing stops to be enough.
Okay.
And for this 1 year between like one and another project, I have one more project I'm in right now.
Yeah.
So
this lady, she's into so many things. I mean, we can just talk here and talk, and we can spend the whole day talking about what she does. But I cannot go right now without asking this one question. I mean, I've been saying so much about her, but there's this one thing which is something like new, like a new development in her life, something like that. You are kind of like a co-founder in one startup,
Mm-hmm.
So what is it all about?
Our startup is going to be about improving safety of the drivers and the big animals on the highways.
Okay.
So we we already have a technology that can alert the drivers of the big animals near the road.
Okay.
So basically, when you drive, you have a special thing in your car that is gonna make a sound, and then on both sides of the road you have I don't know, it's like, from point of the user, it's like the lights that are gonna alert that you have to drop the speed because the animal is really close to the road. Usually it's mooses and deers, and in the end you drop the speed and you don't hit the animal. Even if it runs to the road in front of you.
Okay.
And that is very important from point when the mooses and deers, when they have this moving times, when they walk like from one to another, and they usually use the same paths. So it's really easy to find those paths because they are already defined. So now we're talking like with the authorities of supporting our startup, because it's not only Finland, it's Canada, it's all Nordics, like it's so many countries, like it's even Australia, because like it could be adapted for, like, instead of the moose there's like kangaroo, and like it can really increase safety.
Okay.
on the road.
So are you guys thinking to partner with one of these car companies that they can integrate it into the car system, something like that?
I don't think that we are gonna partner with anyone yet.
Okay.
I mean, but on the way, like we are now doing alongside with this like button in the car. We are developing an application which is gonna be used for like mobile phones, but as well it could be integrated to this car systems.
Okay.
And then every car dealer that brings the cars to the countries we are at becomes our customer.
Okay. If you have to change one or two things now, like what is happening, what will you do?
Like
if you have to do something new, like in what you do, to change something, what will you change?
Nothing.
Everything just perfect.
I'm such a happy person.
Okay.
Have you heard about this paranoid optimism?
Not really.
It's like when whatever path you can dream of, you don't focus on the good ones.
Okay.
You focus on the bad ones.
Okay.
And you try to think every step not to make this future happen. So now for me, everything is perfect. And it is gonna be, as perfect as I can make it.
Yeah.
So I don't think there is something. I mean, there probably one thing I would make is the weather.
Okay.
I mean, I would really love the grass and the sun and like somewhere.
Summer is coming.
Yeah.
Soon. So.
Yeah, but otherwise, like I'm happiest person ever. Everything goes better than I ever imagined. Yeah.
This is the idea, being positive. I mean, look at her. She has come from a long way and she's doing it. You can do it also, but that positive mindset is what we all need in order to put in what we do. You cannot do something when you always think of negativity. Having that positive energy is what we all need. And thank you, Niia, for being part of this show. I mean, I'm sorry we cannot talk so much in we are our time is over. If you really want to talk more about to know more what Niia does, I mean, I'll put the link of her company, number and her contact. You can get to her. I mean, why not? You want to do a business, you want to be an entrepreneur in Finland. I mean, wherever you are, you can get to her and get all the booking stuff, all the information you need. I mean, the advice in order to get started with your company. So I'm really happy to have you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. I was happy to be here.
Oh, but before you leave, one last word to my viewers, encouragement. What will you say to them to encourage anyone watching you right now?
Don't be scared. Nothing else really matters. If you're not scared to make the decision, then everything else is gonna come. You're gonna learn. You're gonna make it happen if you dream about something. Just don't be scared.
Don't be scared. So stick with me. I stick with you. I stick with Niia. Have a nice day. And please don't forget to subscribe and share this video. There's someone who might be willing to learn more about this. Who if you share, might benefit from this idea that Niia just shared here today. So thank you for being with me. Have a nice day. Bye bye.